Are y'all ready for your headliner? Make some noise for Dejahzh Hedrick!
Hey, yeah. Sweet. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Good. Appreciate it. Oh, fuck. They told me the first show went well, so I'm very relaxed now. That first one was stressing me the fuck out. I was sweating like shit. I never sweat. There was parts where I was telling jokes and I could feel like beads of sweat going down my ass. I was trying to hold it together so it won't be on camera. God damn. I feel so zen now. All right, sweet. Thank y'all for coming. There's a couple people that are supposed to get in for free, but I totally forgot. I'm sorry. I will make it up to you somehow. All right, fuck. Let's just start. You know when women are pregnant, people encourage them to listen to classical music because it allegedly helps stimulate healthy brain function in the baby. I say allegedly because I don't believe it. You mean to tell me the baby can hear everything going on around the mom and take in all that information? If that's true, why am I so bad at math? My mom had me when she was 16. She had to be in an Algebra 2 class at some point. Some of them lesson plans should have leaked in. Well, what, they put her desk outside the classroom? Now, let's be honest, it's a high school in the South. There's no way she was the only pregnant student. Honestly, they probably only put her out there because it's like, hey, this is your first kid. You need to step it up or you're going to drop this class. We need 2 more out of you or we're going to have to fail you. It's probably for the best I didn't overhear too much, in the womb. Because my mom had me she was so young, I would have been privy to a lot of abortion conversations. And that could be awkward for a young fetus to overhear. It's like listening to your own assassination being planned. That'd be like if Martin Luther King overheard the FBI laughing and high-fiving when he picked up the phone to order room service. Nobody likes those dudes that stand and picket outside of clinics, intimidating young women and girls, but those dudes really held me down, bro. I have to be honest. Have to give credit where it's due. They had my back before I developed one. You know what I mean? That's real support. And I needed that type of support. I was a fetus inside a high school sophomore. That's the ultimate escape room. needed that support, I'll tell you. My life was in constant jeopardy. You know how hard it is to block a coat hanger before you grow fingers? I was almost on the business end of a TJ Maxx hanger. That hook was coming at me like I was bombing at the Apollo. I found out recently that my estranged father only lives 11 minutes away from where I grew up. And that hurts because that means when he walked out on us, he didn't even go far. That just means he just kind of went up the street and was like, this is probably a good stopping point right here. I don't think I need to go no further than this. I'm abandoning the family. I'm not running a marathon. And I'm at the edge of the driveway like, come back, I can still see you. If we can play catch from the distance you went, you didn't go far enough. We're literally one Nerf football away from fixing our relationship. Apparently these type of things are like cyclical, because when my dad was a kid, his father lived up the street from him and never visited. And that hurts because that means when my grandpa walked out on him, he didn't even go far. He just kind of went up the street and was like, this is probably a good stopping point right here. I don't think I need to go no further than this. And my dad is like at the edge of the driveway like, come back, I can still see you. I have a bunch of friends with dads, so talking to them, I realized like I'm really not missing out on anything. Like, it's not some hole in my heart. Talking to them, I'm like, I actually got out ahead. It's really a blessing in disguise. From everything I can like gather, a dad is just like an older dude living in your house, bossing you around, eating your snacks, and fucking your mama. That's it. And he's so busy fucking your mama, he had never has time to tell you he's proud of you. It's just like a vicious cycle of him eating your snacks and fucking your mama. It just never ends. He's eating all the Pop-Tarts. He's karma loading on Pop-Tarts to go fuck your mama some more. I don't want that. And also, a lot of y'all, if you grew up in like a nuclear household, both parents, you probably walked in on your parents having sex. Yeah, that never happened to me. We have a single mom, you don't walk on them face, you walking on them like crying a lot. Just like looking at bills with a pensive look on their face. Like, yeah. Not y'all. Y'all seen your parents doing it. Ew. You guys are a bunch of freaks. You probably saw your mom in like a compromising position. That's the type of image that like is seared into your brain. Especially because a lot of us look like our dads. So when you walk in on them, it just looks like you in the future prone boning your mom. That's what it is. It's like some kind of AI face swap from him. happened to me. Closest I come to something like that, maybe like a late night bathroom trip as a kid. Late night bathroom trip. You might overhear like your mom like masturbating. That's about it. And you don't even know if that's what you're hearing. That could be my imagination. For all I know, she in there watching American Pie. Imagination is important, especially when you're a kid. That's the whole reason I'm able to have like a creative outlet now. So much of the groundwork was laid as a kid. You know what I mean? Like when I was young, my favorite thing to do was like play pretend. I would do that for hours, you know. My favorite thing to pretend to be was a firefighter. That was my joint. Firefighter. You know, I had a vivid imagination, so sometimes things would get intense. And I was realistic too. I didn't always save people. Sometimes you're too late, nigga. I always say, you're too late. You didn't make it. There's some games of pretend that still haunt me to this day. I'll never forget, I was using my axe to break down the entrance to this house, and I started running towards the faint call of a woman screaming for help, but the beam collapsed before I could get to her in time. And the fire was so bad I had to get out before the rest of the structure came down. I was devastated. The autopsy showed I failed to rescue 2 people that day. All my games of pretend just kind of spiraled out of control after that. I developed a pretty serious sippy juice drinking problem. Late at night, I would sit up at the edge of my race car bed, chain smoking candy cigarettes, with a super soaker pressed against my temple. Kill yourself! Do it! I was suicidal as a kid, that's not true. Mostly for attention, though. That's why I was always pretending like I was dead in the pool. You guys care about me, right? There's really no point to suicide. You know what I mean? People think it stops the pain, but it doesn't. All it do is like transfer it to people that care about you. All right? There's no benefit to killing yourself. The only thing I've found that comes close, maybe like you never realize how important penmanship is until someone commits suicide. That's when it hits you, right in that moment. That's when you realize, damn, my English teacher was right. Like, there's nothing worse than an illegible suicide note. That's why I don't know if anybody here have friends that are like doctors or in the medical, check on them. Do a wellness check. You'll never be able to interpret whatever hieroglyphics they leave behind. I don't know if there's anybody here struggling with suicidal ideation. Don't do it, okay? Seriously, don't do it. Even though, to be fair to you, I was listening to the psychologist, and he said apparently suicidal people do tend to have a more accurate worldview. So if you are suicidal, rest assured, you are correct. You're 100% right. Great assessment of your situation, actually. I mean, kudos to you. You hit the nail on the head, but don't do it anyway. Okay? Especially because, if you're suicidal, if everything's been bad up to this point, what makes you think you're going to get this right? Or if everything's been a wash so far, what makes you think you're gonna nail this? You're just gonna get it right? You're just gonna nail it flawlessly the first time? No, man. No. You're gonna blow it. You're gonna fuck it up just like you do everything else. And you know what's waiting for you on the other side of a failed suicide attempt? Giving speeches at middle schools, that's right. But now you've done like irreparable damage to yourself. So you're not even you no more. You can't even walk into the auditorium. They gotta wheel you in like Hannibal Lecter. You're like barely a person. You're just like a head in a jar. Just a disembodied head trying to connect with the student body. Trying to have serious discussions with the most immature people on the planet. Don't kill yourself. Like, what did that kimchi jar just say? Don't do it. All right? It's no benefit. A lot of suicidal people, they want a quick, easy death, so they shoot themselves. Which might be the most short-sighted way to take yourself out. This is America. There's so much gun violence. If you really want to be shot, just wait. Have some patience, honestly. It's only a matter of time. Trust me, you're in the queue. Just be patient. Treat it like a deli. Take a number and sit your ass down. We got a lot of people to gun down. We don't need you. You should have bought a fast pass. We could have been shot you. You don't have to shoot yourself. You can outsource it to somebody even more sad than you. Somebody will shoot you for you. All right? Have to do all that. If you really want to be shot, all you got to do is like go to a church or a mosque or a synagogue, any school, a country music festival, or my personal favorite, a street named after a civil rights leader. You can find it right on Google Maps. Like Shirley Chisholm Boulevard. Sounds like my type of place. Sweet. Okay. All right. Good. Appreciate y'all being on board. I think a lot of times, like, marketing plays a significant role in a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of weird marketing in America. You know? Like, I don't know what dish soap y'all use. I use the Dawn dish soap. And if you look at the bottle, they put like a little baby duck on the logo. I guess to remind people of how much like relief effort they've done in the Gulf. Which is good for them, but that's about as shameless as it gets. And also, what kind of like imprint does that leave on your subconscious? You cannot put the victim of a tragedy on your product. To try to sell more of the product. That'd be like if they put yearbook photos on all the 9mm ammo boxes. These bullets work, I guarantee it. Ask this kid, he'll tell you. Get a Ouija board and ask this kid, he'll tell you. I've had like a nasty epiphany about, all these shootings, especially the school ones. It's like, it's forcing us to have an uncomfortable conversation. Like deep down, we all know, guns are better than kids. And I'm not just saying that because guns are undefeated against kids and all that matchup. But if you're keeping track, these kids are getting blown the fuck out. They're getting destroyed. These kids are getting smoked regularly. They don't stand a chance. Kids are kind of like that team the Harlem Globetrotters always play. They just cannot get a W on the board for nothing. I really do think it really is like Rome, like, they like give us bread and games. Sports is like it might be a lot of tragedy in America, but sports is like an outlet for a lot of it. You know what I mean? As much animosity there is, there'd be a lot more without sports. You know what I mean? Like, sports is like keeping the lid on a lot of this shit. I'm saying I'm a big sports fan. You know what I mean? Sports are huge, especially down south. Probably because it's one of the few things where you can surround black people and scream at us. And it's like encouraged. They're like, make some noise. Nobody's gonna hear you saying the N-word over defense. Defense. Like I love football, but there's no way that sport is gonna exist in the future. There's no way. They can't keep ignoring all those head injuries. They can't ignore CTE forever. There was this college football highlight that went viral because the player got hit so hard his helmet flew off like 10 feet. I don't know if you ever put on a football helmet. Taking it off is like a two-person job half the time. And he hit him so hard it like flew off of his fucking head. Several feet. It wasn't close by. Somebody had to go get it and bring it back. It went so far the equipment manager was like worried, like, God damn. They measured the force of the tackle on one of those sports science shows, and they said the force of the hit was like the equivalent of getting hit by an SUV going 30 miles per hour. Yeah. Apparently when I was a kid, my mom told me she took me to football trials, but I cried and begged her not to. Everybody thought I was a pussy, but really I was a prophet. I knew what was in store for me on that field. They're like, why you don't want to play it? Why don't I want to play it? There's a fucking Tahoe with dreads on the field. players are too damn big. Football really is like, let's just find the biggest humans we can find and make them run into each other. Even when I was young, they were like huge. It's gotta be something they putting in the food. You know what I mean? Like all the processed sugar and GMOs. It's ironic that all these football players are so big because American food ingredients sound like a quarterback's play call. Blue 42. Blue 42. Green 6. Yellow 5. Pipe. The worst part about like sports is the fans. And I'm saying as a fan, we are the worst part. I don't care what anybody says, sports fans are cucks. Huge cucks. You're just watching a bigger, stronger man do something better than you could ever do it. And I know they cucks because like I play basketball, but when I watch an NBA game, I realize I don't play basketball like that. They're especially cucky fans in basketball. That's why courtside seats are so coveted. It's the ultimate cuck chair. You can be right up close to the action. You can watch them like run out of the tunnel. You're sitting there like, oh man, he's so tall. Look at him. God damn. It's fucking huge, man. Watch him like jump up and dunk the ball. You're like, oh man, look at him destroy that tiny little hole. Yeah, stick your tongue out, yeah. Spit on the glass. I want to be real controversial, but I think we're too hard on cucks. That's my stand. I know I'm saying it, but we're too hard on them. They're just really nice guys. Very thoughtful dudes, if you think about it. They're letting you fuck their wife. You being ungrateful. Everybody claims to be your friend, but how many of them let you fuck their girl? Sure, you helped me move. Sure, you drove me to the airport. When you let me fuck your wife? We did blood brothers in middle school. That meant nothing to you? Selfish, that's your problem. These guys are just out sharing their wives with the world and they still get disrespected. They're like one rung above like a pedophile. That is not fair. They should be like 3 rungs above a pedophile. Cucks that's a bad, sexual proclivity to have, but it's not the worst. Pedophile obviously is the worst one. But honestly, I think that's starting to change, The president's a pedophile, so that's starting, that's a good look for that community. That's probably going to change the way we view those people a little bit. Now that the leader of the free world is one, you're like, hey, maybe they're not so bad. Guess he's a pedophile. It's bad. I feel really bad about it. Especially because I voted for him. I fucked up. I'm sorry. You guys, my mistake. I didn't mean to. It's not my fault. All my favorite comedians and podcasters were doing it. So I just assumed it was a good idea. There's no way they would lead me astray. Now imagine my surprise when I turn on the news one day and they tell me my commander-in-chief is a pedophile. And not only that, he's best friends with the Michael Jordan of pedophiles. Which that means at the very least, he's the Scottie Pippen of pedophiles. He might not be the greatest of all time, but he's pretty damn good in his own right. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. He's a legend on his own. I hate bringing this up, but this is just, I know nobody agrees with this, this is just me. I do not believe being a pedophile is exclusive to adults. Okay? One person clap for me. Finally, a genius like me understands. I've been searching for you. Okay? Not believe that. You telling me it's at least probable that there's like a creepy ass kid out there. Just some creepy little kid going around trying to molest adults. That's not possible. Just creepy as hell in a trench coat. Trying to diddle our parents. That's not possible. Just trying to lure in adults. They can't use candy. He gotta use stuff adults like. So he'll go up on a guy like, hey, mister. Mister, you like fish oil? I got some omega-3s in my treehouse if you want to come. All right, listen. If you follow me back to my big wheel, I'll show you how to cut your heating bill in half. There's way too much there's way too much like overt like horniness in the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. It feels like more than it used to be. Like I thought it was pretty cool when they banned Pornhub in this state. It was cool up until they immediately replaced it with DraftKings. Immediately. It's almost like they're like, all right, enough come. Give us your fucking money. They finally realized they can like capitalize off our lack of self-control. That's what we have to deal with. And it's not even, I'm pro, I support sex workers, all that. Yeah. I'm not approved. Sex work is real work. Anybody who doesn't think so never had a Japanese businessman shit on their chest. That's real work. These Japanese businessmen, they on a heavy noodle diet. So they get constipated all the time. It takes them a while to squeeze it out. And you don't get time and a half just because it's taking them a while. You gotta just smile and take it. I like sex work is real work. I like that slogan. I like what it represents. It's concise at least, but I think it's just vague enough for predators to capitalize. You know what I mean? Like when they say sex work is real work, I know sex traffickers are like, I've been saying that this whole time. That's what I've been saying. This is real work. Don't undermine what I do. This is an honest living. Sex trafficking is real work. Think it's easy? You think it's easy to do what they do? You think it's easy to drive a woozy teenager across state lines? You think that's easy? You gotta like look out for the police. She's in the back just gurgling. Just gurgling. Like a Mortal Kombat character that nobody finished yet. That ain't easy. I know a girl who she works in McDonald's, and she also like does OnlyFans. Yeah. One of those incomes should suffice. You know what I mean? There's no way you should have to do both. Like I don't know anything about money or the economy or like what do you call it when you're like financially retarded? What is that called? Moneyly challenge, whatever. But one of those, the whole deal of like the Faustian bargain of like joining OnlyFans is in exchange for my sexual purity. Exchanging my sexual purity for money, I get a lot of money. And I don't want to get all like Bernie Sanders about OnlyFans, but only the top 1% are getting all the money. It can't be right. That poor girl, she's a shift leader, and then I can't imagine what she'd go through. She gotta go home after working a McDouble, kick off her slip-free shoes and get quarter pounded. That's what she gotta do. Sometimes triple quarter pounded. Can you imagine that? Going home, you stink, you smell like grease and fries. Take off your uniform, and then you gotta like fire up your ring light and play with your pussy? This can't be right. OnlyFans is too much. Like I say, I'm not financially literate, I don't know. But I know you shouldn't have to like pick up shifts on OnlyFans to make ends meet. That's my point. Everybody talks about the disappearing middle class. I don't think they disappeared. We just can't see them masturbating behind the paywall. It's not right. It's unfair. Whatever. There's a lot of weird issues. It's not just the sex stuff. It's always like, the number one thing is always like the racial stuff. That will never, you can never have like a post-racial idea in your mind. It's never gonna happen. I feel like it's always manufactured. They try to get like black people and white people to hate each other all the time. I have family members that are like extreme. Like One of my cousins, they'd be like, we need a race war. I'm like, that's too much. I'd be down for like a race scrimmage, man. Like, nothing too serious, but definitely game speed. Full contact. How about that? Full contact. But there's no, I remember, the strength of this country is the diversity. Everybody brings something to the table, And that is what makes it great. And I remember, but as much like good happens, there has to be some, I don't want to say drawbacks, but there have to be some challenges. How about that? Like I remember after the October 7th attacks, a lot of Jewish people were like concerned, obviously, about a level of anti-Semitism, They probably should be. Definitely going, definitely going up. And a lot of them were posting online like, would you hide me? Which I feel like is a bold question to ask when nobody owns a home anymore. You just assuming I have an attic, huh? Nah. I got an apartment, a lot of roommates, and they all listen to podcasts, so God knows what, I could be leading you into the belly of the beast, to be honest. I'm down to hide you, it's just not like, it's not like a plethora of hiding spots. How flat can you make yourself under an air mattress? How can Let me see, make yourself flat. Make yourself flat. That ain't flat enough, my boy, I'll be honest. We might be in trouble. They definitely be concerned, but I tell just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Put it out of your mind. Just chill, just vibe, twin. Now try not to think about it. Because part of the reason the Holocaust is so bad because it was done by Germans. Brilliant, efficient people. You know what I mean? Like brilliant engineers want to kill you. That's bad luck. That's really bad luck for you, but this is America. We might have the same level of anti-Semitism, none of the follow-through. Everybody's like fat and dumb. Like, even if we had concentration camps or gas chambers, it would definitely be like a McDonald's ice cream machine type of situation. Like they would bring them in, they'd be like, all right, the chamber is good to go. It's not really working right now. We got a technician on it. Don't try, we bring the guy out here. Bring him back next week. I swear we got gas. Bring him back in a week. A lot of anti-Semitism. It's not good. There's only like one funny element to it. It's the people who are like a Holocaust denier is bad. Because you're like, it didn't even happen. The funniest person to be is the other guy who's like, he believes in the Holocaust, he just thinks the numbers are off. That's the funniest person to be, because you're like, no, I believe it, but I want to see the books. Let me see. I think y'all are cooking the books. I think you're cooking the books. It's also like, to me, the most Jewish way to go about it. You're trying to haggle the amount of Jews that died in the Holocaust. You're like, 6 million. I can't do 6 million. I give you 250,000. That's the best I can do. That's a good deal. Take that deal. I tell you, man, it's bad. And it's like a lot of like, even with every group, it's like we can all come together, but it's hard. Like a race could be like ensnared by like their own delusions. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of white people think because America treats minorities worse, that means it treats them good. And I would believe that too if I didn't see you guys completely devastated by the opioid epidemic. And I see it every day. I work at a pawn shop. We're in the front lines on the opioid epidemic. We're the front lines in the war on drugs. Pawn shop is like Shark Tank for drug addicts. People just kind of come in and try to woo us with various proposals. They're like, hey, sharks, I'm looking for a 3% stake in my Barbie dream house with no hinges and flood damage. I'm like, sir, you're shaken and covered in lesions. So for that reason, I'm out. Tell you, and I see the customers, and a lot of them are white. You know what I mean? Not all, but a lot of them. And they're on drugs. And it's sad. Because this is supposed to be the group that we treat good. The other day, there was a dude like on drugs, and he was like completely naked, just like rolling around the parking lot. Awful. A good, honest white man. Look what he's been reduced to. White as can be, pure as the driven snow. And I see a lot of them, they're on heroin. I know because we had a guy, we were selling him a gun. And working at the pawn shop, I realized like maybe this gun situation is out of control. I've sold guns to several blind people. And I don't mean like legally blind. I mean like blind, like you can't like. And that never once stopped us from making the sale. Like, all right, get out. All right, you good. Sir, over here, what is your credit card information? Whatever, we're selling this one guy gun, and he was like, literally like, leaning, which did not stop us from finishing the transaction. Like, hey, buddy, pay attention, come on. Because they're on heroin, bro. And it's really hard to quit. You know what I mean? Apparently, that's like one of the hardest ones to quit. You know what I mean? And it's like a real epidemic, but nobody seems to take it serious. I think it's because, like, every time you see heroin, it's on a spoon. You know what I mean? It's hard to be afraid of something that's served in tablespoons. It's hard to be afraid of something that's served in tablespoons. Like whenever I see somebody doing heroin, all I can think is, here comes the plane. Whenever I see someone doing heroin in New York, all I can think is, here comes the second plane. I tell you, sometimes you can be like, you can have a little bit of a delusion that like fucks up your group a little bit, your race, you know what I mean? Like a lot of black people, we believe that we can't be racist. It's not true. Like when Asian hate was going on, I see all those black people like punching Asian people in the head. I'm like, well, we can certainly try to be racist. We could give it a good, honest go at it. All right. But you know, after you always feel good. I mean, the Asian hate it's always bad, but I felt better about it when it was like a white person doing it. You know what I mean? Like you always feel good on news when you watch it. You're like, oh, that guy's not one of us. Then I see a couple of videos of black people like, shit. But you know, like I read an article that like apparently after that like gun ownership amongst Asians like went up 300%. So good luck trying to hate crime them now. All these Asians are strapped. The mahjong tables have turned. God damn. Sweet. All right. I'm in all right. Let's just try some. Like, you ever have, this is, maybe only black people say this, they'll be like, your ancestors are protecting you. You heard that? Yeah. I really like how that sounds. I just don't really, don't really believe it. My own dad won't come see me. You telling me some ancient niggas I never met is gonna... telling me they looking out for me like, and you know, if that's true, where were they when Emmett Till needed them? I'm just saying they dead. What are they, busy? This would be a perfect time for y'all to protect right now. Perfect time to intercept. You know what? They black ancestors, so they probably just showed up late. They probably got there like right after. All right, sorry, we're late. We're here for the, oh, man. Shit. Shit. You start arguing with each other, it's your fault. It's your fault. You telling me to get my shoes on, I was already ready. I seen whatever, I think about that kid a lot, because you know, it's important to always keep black history in your mind. Don't let them try to, you know what I mean? Don't forget, okay? I always felt connected to him because, like, he died on my birthday. I know, so I feel like connected to him. It's also coincidentally the same day that Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech. You know what I mean? Yeah. August 28th. That's why I feel connected to that Emmett Till kid. I can never forget that story. I've watched like documentaries on it. It's a hard watch. But it's like good because it's like helped turn the tide of civil rights in America. So it's good. And the whole thing, like him having an open casket, that was his mom's decision. And I always feel like that's exactly what my mom would do in that situation. Let them see what they did. And I've watched documentaries about it. It's hard. It is hard to watch. You know. But it's like, it gets conflated in my brain because I watch way too much other TV. So like when they show, obviously the crescendo, the documentary is his open casket and showing what they did to him. In my fucked up brain, all I could think was, this will be a really crazy episode of Is It Cake? Like a season finale worthy episode. It's just like nervously like, it's cake, it's cake, it's cake. Emmett Till comes out the back, I got paper plates, what we done? Hey listen, you guys been great, that's it, I'm done.
Dejahzh Hedrick, everybody!
Just keep clapping and like it is on. Yeah. Oh, how y'all feeling? So being an immigrant is cool all of a sudden? That's fun. I'm just curious, did anybody get any rights out of this coolness? Because I'm starting to feel, I still can't vote. I feel like white people just pulled a fast one off. This is their sneaky way of like not meeting our demands. Representation? Oh, how about a bad Selena Netflix series? Is that what you meant? You know what? We'll take it. They're desperate. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I'm not from here. In fact, I'm so not from here, it's a crime, apparently. I'm undocumented, is what I'm trying to say. I'm an illegal immigrant. I mean, or so I'm told. I didn't know. I thought I was just a normal kid growing up. And then I tried to open a bank account, and the security got involved all of a sudden. I'm not even mad. Like, looking back on it, I feel bad for the bank teller in the whole situation, because she had to, like, break the news to me, you know? She's like, oh my God, your parents didn't talk to you about this? I'm like, parents? She's like, okay, all right, how do I put this? Okay, Mr. Luna, you're not going to need a savings account because you don't have a future. You follow me? How do you say future in Spanish? No here. No, not here. They call us aliens. So the term they throw at us is aliens. That's not accurate. That's not an accurate term for us. Because like white people love aliens. Right? White people are way more tolerant of aliens than they are of us, okay? Fucking E.T. spoke less English than I do. Nobody called him a wetback, okay? And he like actually looks wet, like he looks slimy and gross. He's not wearing clothes, he's around kids. Wow, what's wrong with me? What did I do? E.T. looks like a biopsy of one of my balls. I'll say my balls specifically because I got cancer. Balls is probably a strong word. Ball? Like what's the... There's just one left, you know what I'm saying? Other one vacated. Oh yeah, it sucks, man. That's what I did. I don't know what y'all did during, I don't know what your hobby was during quarantine, but that was my hobby. Fighting cancer. That's what I was doing. Okay. I picked the best time to get cancer too, right? During the pandemic. It's like, yeah, if time doesn't kill me, the air will. What's fucked up is I actually did get COVID. Like I was in the middle of chemo, and then the doctor was like, "Oh, you test positive." I was like, "What's a wrap?" I was like, "No wonder you're on the other side of the room all of a sudden." And I thought it was a wrap. I mean, obviously it wasn't. Like I'm still here. And when I finally beat COVID, people took it as a sign that like I was going to beat cancer. They're like, "Man, that's how strong you are. You see that? That's a sign right there. You're going to be fine. You're going to beat cancer." I didn't. Looking back on it now, I don't think that was a sign that I was going to beat cancer. I think that was a sign that my cancer was so aggressive. My cancer gave COVID cancer. You understand? Like my cancer wants to kill me so bad, it saved my life. I wasn't prepared for like how often people try to feed you when you have cancer. I don't know why, but like sometimes I don't know, like for some reason when people hear cancer in their minds are like, "Oh my God, have you tried a panini?" Like, but yo, I'll take that over like people's crazy like cures for cancer that like they try to give me. You know what I mean? Because they don't realize how insulting it is. Like I've been through just so much chemo. I've lost the ball. I've already like almost died twice. And just for them to be like, have you tried garlic? It's like, oh, that was it. It was garlic. I'm sorry. It's just slip garlic. They didn't even bring up garlic. We tried stem cells and garlic. Fucking slipped my mind, dude. Thank you. How often do you come to this public bathroom? Can you need more of this? It's weird having cancer when you're undocumented. Because technically, like, my cancer was born here. Right? So, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, my cancer is more American than I am. And that actually kind of makes sense, because what's more American than slowly killing brown people, right? And she just, like, she works differently when you got cancer, right? Like, for example, like suicide. Suicide's not like, it's called euthanasia now, you know? And nobody outside of NPR podcasts likes to talk about it. Which makes sense. You know, can you imagine how hard it must be to try to convince a terminal cancer patient not to kill themselves? You run out of reasons, like immediately. What do you say? Oh my God, I know you want to die so you can immediately make the pain stop, but like, how about a panini? How about a sandwich? I'm buying, baby. All right, you guys